you ever had a super excited family member run to you with their phone in their hand to show you a movie poster for the upcoming summer blockbuster? Then within one look, you notice that Tom Cruise has 6 fingers on all 3 of his hands and that the poster isn't even real, it was generated by AI? And you have to explain that to them despite their certainty that you're wrong, because I have many times. AI is spreading throughout the entire world, social media, education, but particularly into the field of art. Today, I'd like to discuss the implications that the growing presence of AI has on art. We'll talk about the plagiarism occurring, the effect AI has on artistic jobs, and how it affects the perception of art as a whole. To begin, let's look at how AI plagiarizes art. Firstly, I think it's important to highlight that AI doesn't actually create something from nothing. Every time AI makes something, what it's actually doing is scanning the internet for similar things that you asked for and copying that into something new. For example, in January of 2024, magazine IEE Spectrum ran tests on the popular AI Midjourney, prompting it to generate pictures of popular IPs like Iron Man, Captain America, Dune, The Last of Us, and it found that the AI produced images nearly identical to actual work by artists done in the past. This experiment showed that AI is not creating anything, but rather reproducing from other people's work. This is extremely problematic for multiple reasons. As I mentioned, AI copies from other creative properties, like Marvel and Nintendo, but it doesn't just limit itself to popular IPs, it steals from smaller artists as well. Illustrator and sketch artist Julia Bassenhart detected that many of her creations have been copied by AI using the website Have I Been Trained, which allows you to see if AI is used to work. So AI is taking from everyone and everything that it can. This results in a direct threat to the artists who actually work on their craft. Well, what does this mean for the artists whose work is being stolen? Well, it means that their work is being stolen and used by large corporations trying to improve their AI and make as much profit as possible. While this is unethical from the company, the biggest issue is the lack of compensation for the artists. Forbes reported all the way back in 2023 that big companies were not compensating the artists for their work, which led to many legal actions being taken. For example, on June 8th of last year, Morgan Law LLP reported that a group of prominent artists in California were suing major AI companies such as Midjourney and Runway, alleging widespread copyright infringement. With dozens of lawsuits always being an issue for artists, with dozens of lawsuits being launched from artists since generative AI went mainstream, legal action has proven to be the only effective way to deal with AI stealing art. Plagiarism and stolen work has always been an issue for artists. But with billion-dollar companies investing all their money into an AI that is training off of other people's work without giving them compensation for it, it's one of, if not the biggest problem for modern-day artists. Moving on, I'd like to discuss the way AI is affecting jobs in the various industries of art. First, let's take a look at the music industry. In a 2023 piece, Rolling Stone magazine reported on the rising presence of AI music generators, tools that used learning algorithms to analyze existing music and create something new. While tools like that could seem helpful to musicians, cutting time and costs to make new music, it contributes to the ethical concerns we already discussed. People's art being used to train models to reproduce art that isn't created new, and not compensating the artists that it used. And it also calls into question the authenticity of creativity and what it means to us as humans. Eliminating the humans responsible for creating and producing music also undeniably results in fewer jobs, which gives big record labels the opportunity to cut humans out of the deal and make music directly with AI. Speaking of, it's important to note how many more and more AI artists are rolling out and competing with real human artists. As of December 2025, Billboard magazine reported that 10,000 fully AI-generated songs were being uploaded to streaming service every single day. AI artists like Xenia Monet and The Velvet Sundown are pulling in huge numbers, millions of streams and listeners. This drastic increase in amount of music available puts real artists at a severe disadvantage of gaining traction. When there's a normal person's ear, or when there's an AI that can produce 1,000 songs a week, it's much harder for the average person to get a normal person's ear to listen to their music. Moving on, similarly to music, I'd like to talk about how AI is affecting jobs in the film and television industry. In 2023, both SAG-AFTRA, which is the Actors Union, and WGA, which is the Writers Union, went on strike, citing protection from AI as the biggest reason. Fast forward to 2026, and that concern is even bigger. In a 2025 article, the League of Filmmakers highlight that entry-level jobs for aspiring filmmakers have virtually been erased by AI. Jobs like writer's assistant and script interns have historically been used as stepping stones for young writers, but are now being largely outsourced to AI. Removing this opportunity makes it much harder for young writers to get their foot in the game of filmmaking. Writers are not the only ones being affected, though. The Hollywood Reporter claims that AI poses an even greater threat to visual effects artists and other post-production workers. A study ran serving 300 leaders across the entertainment industry showed that 3/4 of respondents indicated that AI tools supported the elimination of jobs at their companies. The same survey estimates that nearly 204,000 jobs will be directly affected by the rise of AI. Like writers and VFX artists, actors are being affected too. Large studios have been caught replacing background actors with AI-generated models on many occasions, with this being one of the biggest motivators for their strike in 2023. No matter what industry is being discussed in terms of the effect of AI, there is a common through line. AI is being used to replace real artists and generate profit for large companies that are not giving correct compensation to the artists whose work is being used. Moving on for the final topic, let's look at how AI is affecting what we define art as. Art is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as the expression of human application or creative skill and imagination. This definition naturally caused debate when AI began producing images that it labeled as art, splitting the community in two on whether if they consider AI art as real art or not. Many artists do see AI as art, believing it to be the lead of a new artistic revolution. In a 2024 article, BBC detailed how artist Marcel Duchamp claimed a porcelain urinal would be considered art in the early 20th century, flipping the art world on its head and pushing the boundaries of what humans perceive art to be. In that same article, they asked London philosopher Alice Helliwell her thoughts on AI art, and she claimed that it was no different than Marcel and his urinal, stating, if we consider radical and divergent pieces like his as proper art, how can something created by a generative algorithm be dismissed? However, there are two sides to this debate, and many disagree with Alice. The Harvard Gazette created an article in 2023 where they interviewed various artists and asked their opinion on AI art. Musician Gosvani Terry claims that he did not see AI as real music because music transmits and represents emotion, which our artificial intelligence cannot do. He also notes that as a jazz player, being able to react in the moment is incredibly important when playing and results in creations of human expression, which AI cannot do. Novelist and short story writer Daphne Carlotte says that the best stories she's ever read always offer unique ways to see the world, linguistic originality, and details that can only come from personal experience. She says that while AI can be a good learning tool, it will always lack true insight and experience. Whether you agree or disagree with the belief that AI is art, it's undeniably shaken up the artistic community, causing massive debates and potential redefining of what art means to humans. To conclude, today I discussed the impact that generative AI has on art. We looked at how AI plagiarizes artists, how it affects jobs in the industry, and how it has caused a redefinition of what art means to us as humans. I hope to have left you with a better understanding of the influence that AI has on art and enough knowledge for you to form your own thoughts on the rise of generative AI.